folks, Dave here, and I'm back with Joel.
I'm back.
That's what I said. We're here to review some settlement tours, not my own for once. Joel, do you remember a game called Fallout 4?
Just barely, because I remember you were going to do this last year.
Yeah, well, I can still say that last year I started a settlement contest at my Bedford Station location. Joel's wearing his New Year's hat. It is 2 days until I can no longer say that this settlement contest was from last year. But I'll save the excuses for the end of the video. It's time to get into the tour. Long story short, you guys submitted such incredible builds that it was really hard to judge this. I was not ready for you guys pulling out all the stops. It was very hard to choose a winner, so I chose 3. And the 3 winners that I've chosen, I went with categories. I went with best overall, I went with the best train, because this was a train-focused settlement. Surprise, surprise, being me. And then best PS4 settlement, because you guys had some different rules because of limitations with your modding on that platform. And because I couldn't just choose one.
Yeah, Dave had a really hard time going through all these because there was so much, and because some people had longer than others and stuff like that, Dave would not skim through it. He had to look at every little tiny detail because he himself has put himself through the pain of building these things for hours on end. I would have been like, screw it all, randomized, you win. But that's not Dave, so he really put a lot of effort into it. Took him a full year, but he did it.
Yeah, again, I'll save most of the excuses for the end. I will say we got
I'll remind you of those.
Yeah. Oh, I got some good ones.
Oh, I thought I heard like a child screaming.
I need to close the window because that cat is going to come in the window. Stand by. Oh, that was like a really... So yeah, we got over 40 entries in total, and again, so many of them were just incredible. I'm going to put a playlist of all of the ones that were submitted over YouTube in the description, so you guys can actually watch all of the ones that are on that playlist. For you guys that submitted these entries over YouTube, make sure that you had the video set to public now. That way people can go through the playlist and watch all the entries, because again, so many of them were just awesome.
I'm just saying, if you...
What did you almost say?
If you please me.
No, just carry on.
If the tour... I was about to say, if the tour excites me, why can't I come up with a normal... Why can't I come up with...
That's actually worse.
Why can't I come up with a normal word,
If you
Dave?
enjoy the tour...
There we go. If I really enjoy it, I was like,
excites me.
No, if your tour is really awesome and I'm like, whoa, I'm really engaged, like, you've done a really good job, because I've seen so many of these, so I'm starting to kind of like, oh, I get it. Yeah, the steps and the like, it has to like really engage with me. So Dave, obviously, he's gonna defend it all because he knows how much time it's spent. He knows
like
the
Joel
tricks of
said,
the trade.
I see the matrix code. I see through.
I see past the like, I don't care how many hours you spent. I'm just going like, is this actually really good or not?
But we're gonna start out here actually with the first place winner. This is from Ramsey. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everyone, this is my entry for the Bedford Station competition. Now unfortunately I haven't had a chance to get this completely finished. It's mostly finished, however there's still a few little details I would have liked to have had. There's quite a bit of settler work I would have liked to have finished, but oh well, I have to go away for the weekend and I don't trust myself to not be completely hungover after Halloween and be able to edit a video for this competition. So
again, that's Halloween 2017.
I'm going to do a one-take one recording now, and unfortunately you're going to have to sit through it because it's all ad-lib. Okay, so this is the main road that actually comes from the quarry.
So he didn't have a script. Okay.
Station.
I'm docking a point.
I have turned down my mouse
from my
so while I don't have any kind of edited panoramic
He does
shots,
what you do, not like a slow turn, gotta reveal.
And here we are. This is Bedford Station. So if you're not quite sure where you are, especially that big building, that is the little shed over there. That is still from the original build, and down that way is where you actually spawn in from.
Dude, it'd be so cool to find this, like you always say about my builds in Fallout.
What I've gone and done is completely change the surroundings, and what I've built is the actual base of operations for the company that runs the quarry. And so this would be their little office and their train warehouse where they operate from and where they ship all the stone to.
They all have cowboy hats.
Those aren't cowboy hats.
Here
They're
you can
Minuteman
see
hats.
We have some
they?
Minuteman
Yes.
militia. So there's a lot of lore in my universe, just like General Dave's. However,
I thought the Minuteman
I
hats
changed
more like
a
the old
lot of
colonial looking
storylines.
ones.
That Bethesda
That's the
wrote,
general's
because
hat.
I just
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
The
comfortable
troops have
with
the
stuff they
older
had.
style.
I've seen you.
It's
so-
like cavalry
mine
hat.
sort
I'm
of,
sorry.
You know, they have a militia as well, but they're a lot more professional. The militia, simple training and whatnot, but they still have matching uniforms. And so you can see something has been happening at Bedford Station, and a lot more of them were here, and there's just a small detachment left to guard the entrance of this side. Now, unfortunately, like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to get this finished, and so a lot of the settlers are just standing in the default guard position. There's not a lot of other kind of guard-like positions, and so so inside there you're probably getting very curious as to what that is, but we're going to leave that for later. So you can see here the cars, the debris, a lot of the trees, bushes, all the kind of junk, everything I've had to add in myself. And it has been an absolute nightmare. I
So
hate
he
doing
rebuilt
kind
the
of
environment
post-war
itself.
structures that have survived the apocalypse.
Like all
Those
this
walls?
is totally
The vines
different.
and the cars,
walls?
everything's had to be placed.
Yeah,
in those
the
kind of
walls, the
laggy bushes
debris,
on those.
the bushes and the trees and like the barrels. It looks like a Bethesda area, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he detailed it like that.
So as you can see, we're just making our way down the side.
As somebody who spent,
kind of
you know,
training yard.
100+ hours
This
on
be
my
more of
Bedford
the
Station,
deliveries
it's
that
actually
we
kind of
had.
hard to figure out where I'm looking here because he changed, you know, the base of the game itself to build his build on top of. Okay, the van through the wall. It looks like an actual Bethesda
See it
detailed
there.
area.
Obviously, when the bombs were going off, someone tried to escape and ended up crashing into the wall. Wall debris. That's a fun one to do. One sec. Why don't we expect this a bit closer? As you can see, I've had to place all the individual hills.
Yeah, I'm always like, please just pass. Oh, we're gonna see it.
Blocks and
Boxes
trying to
inside
cover
the
everything up
van.
so it actually looks like a broken wall and not just one big square hole in the wall. Which is
You
what
guys
you
are
can see with
heroes.
this much larger.
You know this is a winner when you've
Broken
already
down
got
the wall.
Joel making like sighs of like terror in the first few minutes.
Something has smashed through here, sending a train carriage flying, broken through the wall,
Yeah.
and sent a
that's-
flatbed flying
Someone
as
keeps
well.
messaging this guy. That's all I keep noticing.
Yeah, people on Steam apparently he had to censor it
So
out.
these guys up here that are guarding the perimeter, these are the minimum regulars in my universe.
I just
So you
wish
can
I
see
had
their
some clean
uniforms are a
water
bit
to
better,
drink for
they
once.
have better armor. They're a lot more professional, and these guys operate from the castle.
Makes me so mad when they
So,
beg for food
I could
and
go on
water.
for days about the
Very
lore
tour.
I've made up myself, so I'm going to try
It's
not to
pretty
go into that at
realistic,
all.
though.
It's just like a little refueling station that would have been here. Any of the delivery trucks coming in could refuel from this point.
Dude, the vines he had to put on everything
Oh
for
my
detail
gosh.
on the refueling station. The slow walk.
Except you rebuilt this. Why are people pulling off vines?
You gotta focus.
Because
Joel.
that's what you do too.
Yeah,
You find that
that's
immersive, but I'm going.
I'm not going to show
You
you
got like
it just yet.
100 people working here.
the
Get the
tip
freaking
you
vines off of doors. That's what I would be doing.
Go over what that is on the top of it in a minute.
You're a taskmaster.
I'm docking another point because that's not
Too many of
that is
vines.
not immersive. Like you would pull that off something
Towers
that
off
simple.
that
It's one thing on the top
Bethesda
roof.
says it's immersive.
On the roof, you can't get to it, but on an easy area in front of a door, yeah, you'd be ripping down vines. Especially if you're refueling all the time. I'll just tack it up that it's immersive because he has lazy people here.
I like that.
Now here we have the Minutemen APCs. This is what has allowed the Minutemen to become a force to be reckoned with in the Commonwealth.
All right, the guy reading the paper leaning
here
against
we
the
see
APC. That's
Sturgis.
good. Like
He's
look
one
at the
of the-
slight angle where it's like on the tracks a
What's
little
going
bit.
on?
Minutemen sort of engineer division, I guess. Him and his crew are the guys responsible for getting these APCs up and running again. And if you can imagine the castle, I always find it hard to believe that a place that's on the other side of the most dangerous city in the Commonwealth, well, if it's the only city, one of the most dangerous places in the Commonwealth, you know, how the hell are the Minutemen operating from the castle and getting through that every single day to go help all the settlements? I imagine it's probably like having to go through Mogadishu every day, so if you've ever seen Black Hawk Cut Down, how well they managed to get out with the APCs, this is what allows the Minutemen to
This
get
is
in and
quick
out.
reaction force for saving the Commonwealth.
And, oh, damn it, I forgot to remove that dead body.
That one
You
reappeared
won't
on
look
my
inside
tour as
just
well.
yet.
I had to like pause it and delete it. That body
Actually-
keeps bringing itself back because
We'll do a
Bethesda
sneak
put it in the
peek.
game.
Go like this.
Oh,
Yeah. It's like a ghost body. You can't get rid
So
of it.
this
Weird.
is the interior.
This looks awesome.
so this whole
And
warehouse
as you can
thing,
see
that's all
there,
it is.
This is one of the first troopers from the
And
other
he had to
faction
rebuild
that's
the
present in
terrain
this
to make
build.
room for it.
I like his build better than yours.
You don't even remember mine. It was over
Yeah,
a
I do.
year ago.
I remember. No, you're saving face. I do remember it very clearly. All 2 hours of the tour. It was the like warrior-looking train
These three characters
that had like
stay
the
with
spikes and everything. I remember that.
and
I like that he
pretty
built
much
this like warehouse to keep it safe.
I do too. That's why he's the winner.
actual main locomotive itself. They're the only things that are still present inside. Everything else, all these walls, everything, all the debris, I've got in place myself.
Another day
Great
of
fun.
hard work. It never changes.
We'll just continue out here, get this moving.
Out here, you gotta take things one
And
day
you see,
at a
this is
time.
where the freeway fell. And as you can see, it's absolutely demolished the side of the building here.
This kind of makes me want to play Fallout 4 again. Just give it another chance.
And
I think if it ever
to
comes
anyone
out on Switch,
who
I'll try it again.
doesn't do modded base building, I'll just open up the workshop and give you a quick
Oh,
look
here we go. The workshop.
Here we go.
Ooh, all those debris decals.
Ugh.
at. You can see all
Oh.
these individual
Oh,
bits.
oh,
Fence part.
man.
This is like a 10-foot section.
You know what I'm thinking of is that stupid
Great.
UI thing you got to go
Well,
through to like
layered
change
quickly.
different ones. You know, it's like it's one thing you put
click,
down.
click, 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 click,
Yeah,
click, 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 click,
as
click.
well.
So
Rotate
Joel
stuff.
tilted slightly, like some of the pillars are a little bit off.
I hate talking over
That's
him,
what it does.
but I'm gonna talk over him. Like the
Right. So let's continue on.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Now I just talked over him.
I want to talk over him, but here's nothing.
I'll remember what I was gonna say.
It was about the debris, or like
No. Oh, here we go. When you usually do
Series
one
that run underneath.
type of debris, you just run with that kind of little cobblestone mess,
Those
and then
little
do one
fire escape
here,
that
run
lead up to the
around, do one over
offices,
here, do one over
side
here.
of the
But
warehouse
try
here.
not so you don't like they're not like
So we'll
within.
continue back on.
Mm. So you
It's not
can't
the
do
right
like
word, but eye reach. But you know, like you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
you
that
can't see
crane that's
one,
being
Yeah.
and then
knocked
see the
over.
other one.
you kind
Loads
of
of
pick
debris.
one, run around the whole thing, place a whole bunch, move on to the next one, make a big circle again, place a whole
Yeah.
bunch. Yeah,
And we'll make our way into the storehouse now.
yeah. The detail here, and just
So this
he
is
has a
where
very
we
good
get
overall
all the supplies
concept, and everything just
themselves.
reinforces
Maybe
that.
some
It's
things
very
they were
well
shipping in
planned out and
There's
executed.
a little protector on
Oh
that.
my
Look at
gosh.
that.
Avoid
It's-
during the
He had to put
blasts.
the head of the protector on down there.
Every piece, Joel.
Jeez, how do you even do that? Like, how do you choose like a
Again, just
broken piece?
lots
There's a lot of mods that just add
lots
some of
lots
the
details.
some of the
Mm.
extra pieces.
Trying to make sure everything looks legit.
What?
I love
Okay,
it.
wait. I don't know if that's legit. You have people working here. You be
And
picking that
won't
up. So
look
like,
this just yet.
They're
People
busy
are-
saving people's lives,
see,
Joel.
no. You could be the nice person. I have to say
It's just a bathroom
that
in
does
here.
not fit.
And
This is
floor
if
has
this is
collapsed.
abandoned, that fits. But if there are people
See,
here,
This is great fun to do.
this guy
If you
would be
do
like,
that
get
as a
that
business,
crap out of
just
here, like
to
make room.
individually place
Oh my
all those
gosh.
parts,
Amazing detail. It looks
rotate them
awesome.
correctly.
But if the lure is people were working here, that's not correct.
I see it as this building is so big they're only using parts of it.
No, that's a way
So
to
much time with this build.
work around the
Wasted
loophole
more time
around
than finished.
the plot hole here.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know you do
Jump
that a
down
lot in your
here.
games, Dave.
And proceed up here, and this
The
is
hammer's,
Make my
not, the
own
hammer's
rules.
not caught. It's because of this. There's a demon, a
power that
magical
goes out, this will
dwarf.
be the
Always makes the
generator.
The tools and the tool thing.
man. What is that? Looks like a pine cone on it. He's just walking around slowly too. It's like you guys are the one and the same.
Just carefully position the camera as you make our way around here, so that we don't show too much of the train.
I just rolled my eyes. I'm sorry. To a zoom apart. I literally went, oh come on.
It's because he's channeling me.
I know he
So,
is.
Get back
leaving
to
their
Diamond
positions and
City
going
one
elsewhere.
of these days.
So this is the other tower.
Biggest town I
You
ever
can see
saw.
again. Haven't changed too much. Only added in a few little extra
Hi,
bits.
how are you?
Oh,
Hi, how are you? I'm from Boston.
Yeah, I love this
you
use
can see
of
it's just a
scrap.
little junk pile that would have been there before the war. They were dumping stuff.
It's got a lot of guards. I like that.
And I'm walking into
So
the gate.
how many pieces is that right there, you think?
The junk pieces?
Yeah.
So you see
It looked to be
Or
at
is that
least a
like a
handful, like probably like one big pile, and then add the railroad track, not track, railroad truss,
Can't talk now.
the wheels. I can't think of the word.
So we'll just
Yeah.
make our way to the front of the building, and we'll go inside there first.
You climb the log, climb up the log.
Another settler that's fallen out of
That's
position.
not safety.
God damn it.
That right there in the level, that you'd
least
find
it's not
something up
raining.
That's true.
Yeah, this has been a nightmare to work with.
there. You don't
don't-
say.
Micromanage every
That
little thing
guy.
carefully.
Cool looking armor.
It all falls apart, and you have to do it
What's
all
that?
over.
It's like special forces.
Nobody
I
has
think.
enough
So
to
these
eat.
big scary guys,
Can't you do something to help?
these are the Minutemen Heavies, or
Can't
what
you
I
do
call them,
something
the
now?
Minutemen Rangers. This is the Minutemen's own Ranger division. And they're pretty much, I guess you could say, special forces. That is the Punisher skull, yep. Just reusing it for the Minutemen.
People are having to sleep in shifts. It's making everyone
And their
a bit
leader
cranky.
is Kate,
All
Got a
this
dangerous
walking's
So-
wearing me out.
sole survivor.
Walking
All the
here for me.
companions he's met, some of them have decided to join the Minutemen. He's making good use of them.
My back hurts, my feet hurt,
Just all
everything
complaining.
hurts.
Stupid settlers. I really wish that if you built a cool settlement, they would give them different dialogue. You
So
know.
what we'll
Yeah.
do is we'll just kind of
Oh.
stroll on up here just to see the roof quickly.
He's a god.
And there you can see the top of the train. It's quite high up, isn't it? Another Minuteman guard.
I need to get a mod that adds those in-place turrets.
I don't ask for much. Just need a full bottle and some bones to break.
Yeah, that's why she's in charge of them. So again, the Minutemen, they're looking like a powerhouse, but they're not too powerful. This is kind of setting the time where the Institute have just made themselves known. So, and they have no chance against them. In my universe, they've allied themselves with the Brotherhood just to take them on, but the Gunners would have been their arch nemesis before all this. So we'll make our way inside and see why they're here, what's so important that they're guarding.
I always love the gunners and.
Ooh.
You hear about that
New
farm
Vegas.
run by
Here we go,
ghouls?
these are some familiar
That's
faces.
something.
Oh, those guys.
Farm's not much,
Those outfits are
but
awesome.
it's something.
These are the NCR Rangers, if you
Those
don't
helmets don't help the enemy when it comes
This is
to like.
what
Hey, I know where the headshot is.
No kidding.
I didn't intentionally model my Minutemen Rangers after them, it just kind of happened by coincidence. I thought there were so many different Rangers in the group.
I want you to remember, Joel. Every piece of trash and pile of debris is hand placed. I want you to remember that, because I remember that.
Main offices.
Yeah, I feel like they could be doing some
No
better
way to
cleanup.
run
You do have some
such
lazy
an
workers
area.
here.
Finally starting to.
Lots
to
and
agree with
lots
you.
of
work.
place to
You
breathe.
eat. It's as simple
Look
as
at that mess.
That's my desk right there.
How will they ever get anything done?
It's
They have not fixed the door
If
for
you
the
ain't got
bathroom
to see
yet.
Grey God?
see
You should
now I
go.
would have fixed that immediately.
We're not supposed to know about Grey Garden, shush. We'll make our way upstairs to the
Only thing better than getting
Head
pissed is
manager's
picking
office.
fights. Am I right?
And here we go. This is the leader of the NCR who has made his way down
Hi,
here,
how are you?
all the way from the
Whatever you
west
need.
coast.
You've got it.
That's a
And
cool.
he's currently meeting with
uniform.
Preston, who is now one of the, I don't really have a ranking system, but head officers of the Minutemen. I
Joel,
guess.
the tilted chair leaning up against the desk, hand tilted.
Hope you ain't one of them synths here to spy on me.
Yes.
Gives you access to the
Look at all
NCR
that.
uniforms.
Look at all that rummage.
General
It's
Dave
amazing.
would not stand for this.
They're perfect.
But this looks like a place that has been recently discovered, which he was saying.
Recently,
I
as
didn't
in like
actually
a
add
week
Weapons.
or
Well,
a few days. That's a lot of
You see
people.
here, but
It's a lot of cleanup too. That's hundreds of years of
But
debris.
in a freaking office, like you can't even lift up a cabinet. The first thing you would do,
You see
the
some
first
buildings
thing you
have
do
got
once you
weapons on the
stay,
back
well, you
and
would lift
whatnot.
that cabinet
Unfortunately,
out.
they don't
I
have
mean,
the anti-material
if you look at
rifles
Diamond
that they're
City,
supposed to.
I think people are kind of used to
It
living in
was a bit
filth.
too buggy, and they took it out of the mod, so. they
And that's
just have
Bethesda lore, which, as we know, is impeccable.
More satisfying than a smoking gun.
Right.
I mean, it's fun because it's apocalyptic.
Don't
It's
care
fun.
much.
But realistic? No.
If you didn't already guess, it is
Things are a bit
NCR
crowded.
armored train.
A few more beds would lift everyone's spirits.
The colors even match.
Wow.
So there was only one way they were going to scout the East Coast, try and find allies, see what was down here. And
It's
I
like
figured
Metro,
that was
dude.
by train.
It's a
So,
huge train.
In
dude.
my
Oh
universe, they
gosh.
would have come across some unfinished armored train. They would have finished whatever preparation needed to be done for it for travel. They would have kind of decorated the inside themselves. For me, I had to make it that every train car has its insides interchangeable, so if it gets too damaged and it can't go on, they can just take out the inside parts that are not damaged and put them in another one.
So yeah, this was close to winning the best train, but I thought that the rest of the detail was so good that it kind of just went right to the top for best overall. But it was a very close contender for best train as well.
Managed to scrounge up on short notice. They've already established that.
Yes.
They're friendlies.
Doing that paperwork.
So the minimum have tried to help them out as much as they can.
She's making a list of all the things they have to clean up around here.
A train of this size, making it all the way from the west coast, not a chance. They've obviously lost quite a lot of train cars. And as a result, are low on supplies. So you can see down here, actually, I'll show you this first. This is a front-mounted gun, so for any huge debris blocking the track, they can just blast it with that.
Yeah, I think it's made up of individual parts. Yeah.
I originally had this entire car kind of plated with armor, and I've tried to make it look like they attach like armor pieces onto it, and it just was not working. Even with all the mods I have, there's no materials available that kind of made it look legit, made it look like it's real. It just looked too silly with floor pieces strapped around it. So I decided to leave it as it is. And that's where lore comes in handy, because you can just say they lost the original one that was coated, and this is a second one that they replaced the original with after an attack. And they've just added on some gun turrets.
Yeah,
sandbags as well.
This combined with the building just has a really fantastic sense of scale that makes you want to explore the whole thing. Like, you want to see it all.
Yeah.
That is a automated gun turret that can be controlled from inside the locomotive. And the idea behind that is, whenever they need to scout ahead for a place to stop, the locomotive will, I hope I'm naming it right, will detach itself from the rest of the car, and then that will go off on its own. So if you're wondering how this managed to gain enough momentum to knock that train car into the wall, it's because this did not stop when it first went through here. It kept going, and eventually stopped later on once it determined this place was safe, and then came back for the train car to pull it in here. Where obviously the Minutemen were waiting in ambush for them, but they discovered they were friendly. So you can see there's different types of train cars. The small ones are typically kind of quarters. These ones are kind of specialized cars. You'd have stuff like labs and medical bays, stuff like that. And I just noticed that bed is glitching through the wall. Never mind it. You have some cargo carriages.
Yes?
And this is the artillery platform. Or artillery car, whatever you want to call it. Originally I wanted to use the kind of howitzer mod that's available and stick that on top, but I did not see that enough for a justification to expand the car. I thought to hide the little legs that stick over the edge,
Joel,
it looked way
that
too
cannon
simple,
is
so
built out of individual pieces
I was not
as well.
about to go making a wider train car
That's
just
legit.
to fit
That's
that, so I
legit.
decided I'll go to even more effort and create my own bloody artillery piece. There it stands.
Ooh, wind's picking up.
We'll go and see it closer up in just a minute.
maybe that was the
Go and go first.
What's going on?
So these are
Feel that
more
wind?
offices for the warehouse.
Wind's howling.
No, generators.
What?
Generators.
I just hear wind.
I might cut it here.
Oh, it's
Okay,
a
sorry
storm.
about that. Can't have the sandstorm, bloody blowing dust everywhere while I'm trying to do a tour. So this is like the call center and extra office space for the company. You can see this is the hole in the floor that we walked over
Those
before.
planks, Joel, those are individually placed one by one.
Obviously the blast did a number on this corner of the building.
That does kill you inside, doesn't it? Like, I feel like I just took a little bit of time off the end of your life telling you that.
It makes me feel better the fact that we're
Here's
seeing
the
it,
stuff
not
area.
that we, validate all your hundreds of hours or whatever you spent to do this.
You can see
Hundreds
when-
of hours.
oh, so
But
gracefully
knowing someone who
rotated
has
into
spent
position.
hundreds of hours, I go, at least someone's seen them. Obviously, you can have a lot of fun on your own. I mean, like, I'm playing Skyrim and I'm building a little cabin.
This is a lot
But
of
I'm like,
detail
no one's
work.
gonna see it.
Yeah.
Like, am I wasting my time? But if you're having fun, you're having
Fire
fun.
escape.
But on the other hand, you also know I'm also wasting my time. But I'm not wasting my time. I'm wasting my time.
And that's why it was so hard to judge, because so many of these entries were like I can see the time, Joel. I can see the hours.
It's like the Matrix code of pity.
I can see the debris. It's just all debris decals.
It's getting pretty dark. Now when it gets dark, the settlers go out of their assigned positions. We need to get this tour finished.
It's quiet out
Over here, sitting
here.
up on the roof, you see we have the Minutemen Scouts.
I always wanted to say
Yes?
that. Last time we talked,
You
I
can see
hope I
the
didn't bore
Minutemen
you to
Scout
death
is
by
actually the
dumping my life story on
GDI
you.
insignia, but never mind that. It is now the... Oh, stuck into bloody dialogue with him. Get away.
Don't talk to me.
Yes?
I'm
You can see
touring.
the leader of them is Macready.
That's a good use of companions. That's good.
They're usually sent out for...
Whoa, what kind of
reconnaissance
cool
missions.
freaking rifle holder is that?
Last time we talked, I
Just
hope I
simple
didn't
Witcher
bore you to
style.
death by dumping my
It's
life
like in a
story
metal
on you.
thing.
Yeah. Little clasp. That's awesome.
There's even fewer of them than there are the Rangers. But from here, continuing on, we can get right on top of the
So
roof.
getting these stairs to tilt
Go down
out with the
the
roof, those are two separate pieces. You had to line up exactly. That gets me. Getting angles
And
to
from here,
line
I
up
guess we
together
might as
is,
well do the little
even with all the tools you have, it's awful.
panoramic.
Just like you, I think we're at the end of the tour, and there's still a lot of time left.
So proud.
Panoramic will be.
As you can
a
see
long
here, so much has had to be added to make this look legit.
This is great.
Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff is going to be not rendering because I'm so far out, but you get the gist. The walls, the debris, all the extra trees, extra bushes, grass even.
As I say during my tours, this game can take some abuse.
Oh yeah.
This
Great.
poor engine's like, kill me.
Oh, sorry about that.
This is good.
This is why
It's
you
really
need
good.
editing. Anyways, enough of that. It's now dark, so the lighting in the train will be all moody and atmospheric. Let's get down there.
Gotta get that lighting right for the tour.
Wait, are there lights? Or is he gonna turn them on?
Let's see.
Again,
Ooh,
can't
it's
climb
like little
ladders in the
mini
bloody game,
train
so we have to do
lights.
this. Right, we're back with just a quick edit. Said I wasn't going to be doing any editing, but I made a big mistake. Not going to say what it was. Right.
What do you think the mistake was?
So this is the train
What?
interior.
Ah, this is so
Oh,
cool.
Dave,
This is so cool.
he beat you on this.
This is really
As you
awesome.
can see, it is extremely.
I have to be an
compact.
impartial judge. I can't
Make
say.
use of every
But
little
you're
I'm
welcome.
impartial.
You're welcome to
Beat
crush
you.
my hopes and dreams.
Yeah, and I will.
Usually at the beginning, all these cars
Trevor,
have a
who's
single purpose.
growing
Now
mushrooms?
there's sleeping
What?
quarters. where
Someone's
everything's
growing
fit.
mushrooms over there.
Is that allowed?
As you can see here, this is all that remains of their med bay. Interior of their mess hall. You can see it's not even a proper kitchen. They've been living mostly off rations.
After doing this competition, doing my build, seeing you guys' build, if the next Fallout does not have an awesome apocalyptic train, we riot.
Oops.
Hope one of these days they can get like moving things like that to work.
Sorry about that. Up here, you can see this is the access to the roof. And over here, is the toilet facilities and the shower facilities.
Working in tight quarters like this is such a nightmare. 'Cause you have to do it all from first person.
Standards, this is
Oh,
pretty
man.
high.
We'd move faster if you kept your eyes on the road and off me arse.
Alright.
Continuing on,
One of the companions.
you can see here we have the first of the NCR scouts.
He's wet.
He is oiled up.
These guys were the original NCR Rangers before they were fighting the Desert Rangers.
Nobody has enough to
See,
eat.
we have another one.
Can't you do something to help?
So this is what's remaining of the armory then. Here we're currently underneath the artillery piece. You can see they've just stored away a lot of ammunition and stuff. Sparse detail on this table, unfortunately. This is one of the train cars that didn't get completely finished. But
Yeah, some of the spaces are so tight you
that.
can't quite fit through them.
went through perfectly.
It's
See,
just a glycerin.
Yeah.
it's just some more preparation areas as well. And in these storage cupboards, I was supposed to have all their weapons, but unfortunately no time again. There is an amazing...
All the weapons are out being used for an expedition.
Dave, this is not your build, Dave. It's not your build.
I can't help it, these excuses just flow.
You've got excuses for other people's war.
Things, whatever you want. You don't need to rely on pre-made ones. Continuing on anyways, this is the
The lighting's so good.
Container train car. God, I'm using all my words now.
Crop's coming in pretty good. You stupid settler, shut up, we're touring. Drives me crazy.
In lore,
Curious.
they should know that you're touring.
Actually.
It's a
Who are
very
you touring
important...
for? Yourself?
Yeah, it's an inspection.
Just haven't looked up a button.
Is that what you think when you...
General's
Is
inspection!
that what you think when we do those?
A little bit, yeah.
Moving on, you can see some more living quarters, sleeping quarters. And here we have a little workshop.
You know what I love a lot? There's
Experiments
just
and research.
not much propaganda.
Technology.
Which probably keeps the workers actually excited about being
And up here,
this.
we have
You
the
see how much
monitoring.
junk is still lying around. They're not excited about anything.
Oh, now you're all about the junk. Now you are.
If they had more propaganda, that junk would be cleaned up. Look at
It
General
probably
Dave's
would be, yeah.
settlements. It's because of the fear.
Only because
The gripping
terrifying.
fear to the core
Some extra storage.
because of the propaganda.
Another day of hard work.
Not supposed to be on here.
Never changes.
And again, this is a living quarters then. And then that leads up to the locomotive. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, you can see why this one won.
As you can see as well,
Great
for
train, great amounts of detail.
That did not work.
The fact he's making Dave excuses I wish I could have had more time to position the settlers in the exact way I wanted, and yet they all look
Entirely,
good.
apparently. No. So those are
Wait,
the
he
guys
hasn't
they
explored
oversee.
everything in this game
Come on,
yet.
You work.
He is like you.
Yeah, there we go.
He's put probably 100 hours in this, and just not beating the game.
He said over 100 hours
Take
into this build.
Another
Yeah.
look at the artillery before we finish this up.
My advice to you, sir.
Your
Play the rest of the game.
device?
I say device?
Yeah.
So let's take a closer
Here's
look
my
at this bad boy
device.
artillery piece.
Play the rest of the game, then come back, and then do all your building.
Joel, these pieces right here, I recognize those. Those are
Like
wall
I was saying
supports,
earlier, I
the
just was
triangles.
Not content.
These are
with
pipes. That's a larger
the other one.
pipe. These are some of the metal
went
shields for
ahead
downtown
and
buildings.
entirely new.
I actually don't recognize that front.
That's
cap
awesome. It
piece.
looks like a World War II,
flat gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They both make sense and they don't make
At least
sense.
it's not raining.
It's quite funny to have it side by side with a natural functioning artillery piece with all the correct parts.
Honestly, just
When
looking at
there's
this,
nothing
this
beside it,
is
though, this looks awesome.
at least an hour plus of design and
You
placement.
see
Maybe a
there's
couple
a
hours
lot
for
of
that,
catwalks
for
that
that
they've added on
piece.
themselves to the armored car. Originally there would have been none of this.
Does that hurt
Just
you, Joel?
the kind of little
I
defensive.
don't know.
box
Honestly, I don't know
compartments
what
on
it
top.
does. I don't know what it does to me. It does something.
All right.
This is the top of the radio car that we saw earlier.
This makes me want to see this train in action so
See,
much.
the antenna has actually
would be
been
amazing.
damaged and has come off. We'll just skip ahead right to the end. Get a closer look at this bad boy. So yeah, doing this is awful tedious, but it's one thing I love in my builds. Making my own giant turrets or cannons. It's one thing that no mod has yet to offer. If anyone sees this, I'd love it if you made a mod for cannons and stuff. They don't even have to be working, they can be purely aesthetic. Okay, we're back. Sorry about all these cuts now, this is the final one, I swear. And it's brought us to the end of the settlement tour. So, hope you enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed working on it. I mean, it was a lot of tedious work, but I always love making these types of settlements. And I've been looking for an excuse to bring the
So the
NCR
guy's
to the
saying
mod
he
for
definitely
ages
enjoyed building
since I
this?
saw that mod.
I think that's evidence.
Excuse for that.
You don't have to tell us you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy this, you would not be doing this
enjoyed
challenge or making
Wanna
these
be the end of
builds.
it now? I guess if
Because you
anyone's
can't
curious
do this much detail without
what would happen
enjoying
with
it.
the NCR being in the Commonwealth now.
Unless
I mean, the Brotherhood
you should call for
being
help.
essentially
Call
on the
911.
terms of-
You're stuck in a basement. Someone's
he
building
had
this.
the
for the time
reveal,
being.
the
Oh,
NCR being
man.
there. You open the office door, and then the train was covered. He had the careful camera angles,
Oh my gosh.
so that you couldn't see it too early. Ramsey, you sir are a champion. That's why your build is #1. I feel like I'm gonna smoke after that. Next up, we have our winner of the Best Train category. This tour is going to be by ButtScab22, and you'll see why it won Best Train at the end of the video. Stay with me, Joel. It's worth it. ButtScab, you're champion.
Can you comment? When did you create that username? I just want to know. Is it like a long time ago and you regret still?
It's like-
or you love it?
Yeah, it's like one of those dumb names you make when you're a kid, like Evil Viking or something. Just, yeah, so stupid. It would suck to be stuck with that name.
Count it off.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. This one I think has no commentary, so we have to make up our own. Let me see if it has a description. Alright, he says, this is my settlement tour at Bedford Station, with the idea behind it being that it used to be a Rust Devil stronghold. That's the robot raider faction. Until the Minutemen recently took it over. Inside they found a massive war train, modified and partially built by the Rust Devil raiders. There's that frame rate drop. Part of the massive scrap wall collapsed during the Minutemen assault, and the Minutemen started cleaning up the disturbing robot decorations until supplies for repairing the wall arrive. This is pretty atmospheric.
Too many miles on the road.
That was a huge Brahmin screen.
Don't eye the Brahmin if you got any sense.
Where's that shadow coming from?
Isn't that creepy?
Oh, it's that guy.
Colds and diseases you fix. But I ain't got no fixed personality.
Sounds like we're going into like Tatooine with the big.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Again, I love that he took the time to get the lighting and like the fog and the environment to match. It,
He added those trees, didn't he?
Yes.
All that, yeah.
yeah.
Seeing those trees actually make me excited for those.
The Brahmin every time there's perfect unison.
It's the Sea Scouts from the Last Jedi.
Oh no!
You brought him in.
And much like
What was that? Robot parts being melted down?
yeah, much like our first place winner was a close contender for best train, this one was a close contender for best overall. Like it was neck and neck for a while.
This is like Jabba's palace.
Yeah, I love the amount of detail here.
Dude, those robots freaked the crap out of me every
So
time they would show up in the
disturbing.
game.
Yeah,
Those are the ones that had the laser beam ones.
and the Rust Devil ones like had different attacks and different pieces attached to them.
Yeah, they would slowly power up, and it's like ah.
You can see a theme here, guys. So many of these builds, you guys went so far into the debris detail, getting the lighting just right, getting, you know, people working on the right stuff, getting the extra details. The hours you guys put in. I mean, I only gave you guys, what, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks for this? You guys put 100 hours in, and I was so late judging the contest because I spent months on mine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you guys money, but just pretend I do and buy yourself a nice drink. You deserve it.
I think those rocks were even added in. That's cool looking, like eroded dirt rocks with this tree. I think all that was added. These platforms were added. I'm just,
gosh.
I can't tell. Were the Rust Devils like stealing Minutemen statues to melt down for stuff, or did the Minutemen take over and just immediately back a train car of statues into the station? Like it could go either way. I'd like to imagine that it's the Minutemen like bringing in statues for repairs. That's my personal lore. I do get a real Jabba's Palace like vibe from this. You're
Did you say
100%.
Jabba?
Yeah.
Jabba.
Jabba?
It's not Jabba. Like
Jabba Jabba Doo!
Jabba Doo.
I'm not a nerd like you. I don't spend hundreds of hours looking at Star
I was
Wars
literally
stuff.
thinking of Jabba's Palace with that one robot that gets like tortured, you know?
Oh yeah.
Hey, at least it's honest. Business is good. The only way you get old in this job is assume everyone's out.
The only way you get old in this job is assume everyone's
There's a lot of very bitter workers out there talking about how dangerous their jobs are. Ooh, that is not safety. Just like a cauldron.
Is that in the game?
That is a cauldron that he resized down and put in one of the kitchen sinks.
Oh my gosh.
Really clever. I like that a lot. Now that's interesting. I think that's a modified radar power armor. I don't think that's the original one. It's like a hybrid. So many workbenches through here. What's funny is I bet you he actually uses this place for crafting. There's so many workbenches. Yeah, again, this was for obvious reasons. Look at the erosion and all the rocks. I think all that was added. This was a very close contender for best overall. But the train that you're about to see is what really pushed it to the winning the train category instead. He's got puddles arranged so that it's in the piles of debris, like in the low spots.
Yeah?
It's hard to see because he's spinning the camera a little bit fast. The fog and all, good choice for the time of day. Whoa! Here it's like a horror movie. Like
What the heck is that?
all the creaking metals and stuff. It's that little trap. Yeah. Here the sound's just completely out of
That sounds just a little bit delayed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's because you're using those Apple wireless headphones, so they have like a delay on them. I'm using my Plantronics 800LX wireless headset.
You have a lot of guns right near you.
Yeah, now you're closer to them because we swapped. Yeah, dude, the train.
Whoa!
This is straight
Death
up
Train.
out of Mad Max. I love this. The use here of the graveyard fence as the cow guard on the front. It's like a battle cow guard. He added so much to this.
Oh my gosh. Now, Dave, do you get a little bit jealous when you see this stuff because you realize you can't build this? Not that you couldn't physically do it, but
100%.
because your immersion cannot allow
This is
building it that way.
Wonderfully creative. I'm glad you guys make up for where I fall, where I cannot go.
Because you could build this, I think, if you wanted to, like this style, but your immersion cannot allow it.
I'm so obsessed with more Minutemen. It's because I have more holes to fill
safety
in my
Order,
Minutemen lore.
safety.
I've already created an empire, but I have to continue it constantly. This is just incredible. This is mostly, that card is mostly the same as the mod. Look, it's General Dave's wasteland walls around the outside.
I don't know what it is.
This guy has people cleaning things up. Your place is like a raider house.
That's true. It's even
Tisk,
cleaner in
tisk.
here. Look, they're all cleaning. Every single one of them are cleaning.
That's what they would be doing.
Well, it's because these are probably all
It's also because they're also going to get hung and their skulls ripped out if they don't.
I like the log car sending the
that's
wood
cool.
shipments off to. It's struggling. Yeah, just the armor pieces alone, and then he has kind of this almost old west little farm area with.
Is
the
this
barn.
a PC build?
I believe so. Yeah. Looking at the amount of mods he's using, it's either a PC or an Xbox build.
Oh my word!
I'm gonna say probably PC. I love the old Airstream van or Airstream camper style battle car.
Oh, that's awesome. This almost makes me angry. I want to, these places would be awesome to be full of quests. You know what I mean?
Again, guys, I underestimated you guys 100%. The fact that I had to pick 3 of these incredible builds, and the fact that I couldn't pick just one, and then picking 3 was so hard. So many of these were so good. If you guys aren't going through the entire playlist, you're missing out, honestly. There's a lot more that I just had to not include because we're gonna be here for days.
This place reminds me of what's that little place in Fallout 3 that you find little
His
kid?
ladders work.
What?
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little lamplight. Is that what you're thinking?
Little
of?
lamplight.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite places in that game, just because it was so ridiculous and like, wait, what? Little kid that was always swearing at you.
Some of their really good cars remind me of my favorite one from my build, the 2-story general
He's
car.
gonna climb it down. Damn you!
You thought he was gonna jump. I love everyone's like really tall cars. It's just because it fits Bethesda's engine design. They have like a really tall engine, so it gives you a lot of vertical room to build these narrow cars. It looks awesome.
This is like a Brinks truck for a train.
Yeah. Dude, the sandbags inside the wall to help catch the bullets that get through the metal. That's detail. Ooh. That's a lot of Minutemen statues. He
Whoa.
tried. Okay, the door clipped and he went whoop, away from it real quick. Just like I would. It clipped like 1 inch into the stairs and he zoomed away.
General Dave sees all things.
He didn't look down again. He so carefully avoided it.
You can't hide from him.
The statues are kind of creepy lined up like that with the fog.
I heard something bubbling. What was that?
Probably a cauldron full of lead or something. Not surprise me.
The train shake.
Dude, that would be horrible. You're trapped in a little train car. These turrets were popular for this contest.
Fall down.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, this is cool. This is one of the sound buses, I think.
Picture like an super old guy, with, like big glasses. That's that guy from Harry Potter in the night bus, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, no, what?
That's perfect. What is in here?
Those look like giant Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, what was in there? He went away from that really quick.
It looked like paper scraps or something.
Yeah, I feel like there was.
It did kind of look like Elder Scrolls or something. Like
There's a secret in there somewhere. Nice, good use of the mortar. Okay, how we use the barbed wire so that it could like rotate in the space where the wire is. That's good. Oh yeah, that's grim. Something's sparking. That's my, Joel, do you remember what this car is called that fuels the engine? You claimed you had never heard the word before during my tour. Do you remember the knowledge that I shared with you through this, Joel?
Give me one letter.
Starts with T.
Don't got it.
Tender.
Tender. The tender car?
The tender car.
Okay.
Well, you don't call it the tender car, it's the tender.
Okay.
The tender car.
It's very tender.
Yeah, and you guys, besides the fantastic, unique car designs that he has for every car in this train, this end here is why he won Best Train, because he went full Mad Max.
What?
And don't forget, Joel, remember the whole front of the car, the front of the engine being so
careful
covered
now.
in detail? You saw what's coming. All aboard!
What? How did he get that to do that?
It's a mod. It lets you place the movable... Yeah. There's a few of these in the game you can find.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a mod that lets you place them. So much detail added to the engine. Which leads us to... This is favorite roads. Leads us to this.
What? It was like a dinosaur bones?
Look at that top of that car. It's like the mammoth car. That's like the old Civil War Ironside ship turret on top of the train. So creative. I love it. And then there's this. Dude. Now do you see why this whole thing won Best Train?
Oh my gosh.
Joel, this is like 30 different pieces all put together.
What? Are they all like molded in together?
He clipped them all together. I love that it's now playing Minutemen music too. That's fantastic.
Huh?
Should have been that one song, Weather Fallout 3. Chopping that meat! Da-da-da-da-da. As people are like, ah! Right.
Molten lead everywhere, blood flying. And so now you can see, Joel, why Buttscab22 is one of our champions.
The name makes more sense now, seeing the build.
It's what all the settlers had from all the work on
That's
this.
the name of the general, Buttscab.
The molten face with the blades coming out of the top, the glowing eyes. What incredible
This
amounts
sounds
of detail.
like this would be the quest, Dave. This would be the quest.
Okay.
I don't. You've never played Wind Waker, but in Wind Waker, there's a rumor of this like ghost ship all the time, right? And you hear it from the very start of the game, and you don't even see it until like 60, 70 hours in. This would be that quest line where you hear about like, you know, some roaming mad ghost apocalypse thing, you know, and it's like, what is this? It's a beast, you know?
Yeah.
And then you find out like it comes out of the fog and you're like, what? It's a train? You know what I mean? Like how cool would be a reveal, and then you go and do a whole quest line through this train and or get captured. Like what's that? Like the Elder Scrolls where you like drink and then you like all of a sudden you're now on a boat, you know?
Yeah.
Like this would be that quest.
I just love the fact that I gave you guys a base level template, just the skeleton of the train, and you guys made such different builds out of it, and they're all so good.
Okay, I just blanked for a second because I'm looking at the video and I'm like, who's that guy with the hat? because I can't feel it on my head, and I was just like, what that? Oh right, like I forgot I wore a hat. I was like,
Are you okay, buddy? All right. So our final winner here is going to be our PS4 build. It is by Jan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and it is of course on PS4. He didn't have a description with it, but this was one of the most consistent PS4 builds that I saw. He's got the lighting down, he's got the detailing down, and especially for the limitations that Bethesda put on modding on PS4, I thought this was it was pretty impressive. So let's dive in. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't think there's sound.
Yeah, I don't think there's sound for this one.
But I'll leave it on just in case.
So I'm going to put some classy music for a classy settlement. So besides the fact that Bethesda apparently does not understand how trains or railroad tracks work, and the tracks at Oberlin Station make 0 sense, they're at like a 45-degree incline, he did a great job filling out the details around Bethesda's not-so-great environment art with his own environment art. I see this as the foreman's office. Obviously, classy. Detailed, immersive, Watchman's Tower, power lines through the window, not through the wall, as you do, rifle over the door for emergencies, no door, however.
Not safety.
Not safety at all. Specifically go this way. I love all of the walkways, as you do. And the fact that he slows down, just like I would, so that you can take it all in.
Wheelchair people be damned.
You just go right off the edge.
Just a nice shove. Go. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love how the railroad tracks are just like, you know, or like the huge dips.
Yeah.
And they're like the dips even between one train car. Like it's like a.
Yeah. They don't understand how trains work. I don't think. Doesn't make any sense.
This kind of reminds me of what's that one ship DLC? It was more like Coast, the Coastal DLC. I forget what it was called.
Far Harbor.
Far Harbor, yeah.
I almost called it Bar Harbor, which is the actual name. Oh, he's got the bathrooms just for you, Joel. Look, even PS4 users can waste your time. Look at Joel.
He doesn't want to be left out.
Look at the toilets. Look at them. He hand placed them.
Do you think you put those papers down there?
Oh, of course. All this is new structures.
Okay.
So, even on PS4, Joel, you too can spend your time placing trash in the ground. Aren't you glad?
Caution. That looks like the car's not just accidentally ran into him, but actually chasing down.
It's running him down. Turrets up there on the walls.
You know, it's funny because like even the train stuff, it's not that it's like, you know, it's okay I think to be a little bit exaggerated, but it's like they like 200% exaggerated. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like on a slightly smaller scale where you make certain things bigger just to be able to see them, you know.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's like gone to the max level.
It looks wrong. Like even an average person who doesn't care about environment art or how trains work would look at that and be like, that looks stupid. Yeah, I imagine that's the anti like theft poster, so that trying to guilt you if you're stealing food from the pantry. Now, I don't see RangerDave on the TV. Unfortunately, PS4s can't get that fantastic mod that puts my face on everyone's TVs.
Has people done that in their mods before in their games?
I can't remember if I've snuck that into one of my mods yet. That just replaces the texture, so it's always my face. It might show up one day.
Oh, it's just Ranger.
That might have to be like an optional add-in you can select.
I always think the lighting in Fallout 4 was pretty darn incredible.
It had some great lighting.
Like, there were moments in the game that like it really looked like really good.
Yes. And if you guys haven't seen the Fallout 4 art book, I would recommend it. They have a 2-page spread that just shows their...
Can I borrow that, actually?
Yeah.
It'd be great to look at.
They have a 2-page spread just for the environment colors for like a 24-hour light cycle, and it's for every weather effect, for fog, for sunny.
Oh, wow.
There's like a complete, they went through it, and like every time of day has its own color and light settings.
Do you place all these trees?
Yes. Well, not all of these. So this is kind of outside of the normal build area. But what he's done is he's added
Haunted
some extra
Mansion
stuff.
Railroad.
He did add some of the trees in, and he made use of them is what I really liked here. Yeah, he made really good use of this expanded build area. And with the lighting and all, it feels good. It's really consistent. Girls, girls. But also join or die.
You did that quest, right? With the,
It's on the list.
What? Ah!
I got it in like 2017.
My advice to all of you guys who are doing this, please do some of the quests too.
But there's more settlements that need our help, Joe.
Oh, man.
There's more bathrooms to build. Because they're awesome. This tub's got water in it.
I mean, I know, because Fallout 4 is, it's like a hit or a miss, I know, for a lot of people. People loved it for building. Some people loved it for story. Some people hated it for story.
I loved it for the side stories.
Yeah.
The side stories are good.
You missed out on some of the best side stories.
I haven't stopped playing it yet. Don't you call me on that.
You've stopped.
It's Minecraft now.
I'm a Minecrafter.
Am I a Minecraft YouTuber?
Does anybody still do that?
Oh, I'm sure. Minecraft? I guarantee it. Minecraft is still big.
I am a 33-year-old man. Am I 33 or 32? I don't remember.
You don't know how old you are?
I actually don't know if I'm 32 or 33.
I've had that moment before, yeah. I think you're 33 now, Joel.
I think I am. Yeah, I think so.
If you take the Norman starting point and you calculate off of that,
yep,
you're 102.
Okay.
Got him.
Got him.
NormanTheFilm.com. Yeah, his build here on PS4 just impressed me because of how consistent the theme was. Like, he has this, it's not quite a Western theme, but like you said, it's kind of like that Far Harbor feel to it, but here in a Commonwealth Railroad settlement. Definitely has a Far Harbor feel. And he had so many bathrooms. I had to make you watch all the bathrooms. Because Joel loves thinking that this guy probably spent about a half an hour building this bathroom. And
he put that toothbrush. Did he fill that with water, or has that already been filled?
There's probably a mod that has like filled bathtubs. But, you know, the towel, the toothpaste, the ashtray. One by one, they're placed.
You guys do think alike. There's always the damn paintings like looking at you around every corner. Is you're sleeping, like little crack
Look
door,
how
like
cozy that is, though. That little reading nook. A lot of choices for the reading nook. I would have a poster like on the ceiling, just looking at you. You gotta find some really just spooky music for this, I think. It has a very eerie, well, we can come back to it now, Far Harbor theme to it. Where's that?
it's to the Disney Mansion. Grinny Ghost. Dun, 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 dun.
The shopping cart turrets.
I think this is on base PS4.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Seeing the shadows come in on the thing, I think that's from regular PS4.
Impressive. And then we have the secrets. So because there's no commentary or sound, I'm left to wonder what is going on here at this settlement, Joel. What do you think? So we have living quarters that are pretty nice. We have like a restaurant that's nice. But this appears to be some kind of industrial ghoul harvesting factory.
I mean, this place is spooky as hell.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I need to keep watching a little bit more.
It's like a stable for ghouls.
In the world. It's just like in Walking Dead. It was at the farm episode.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You guys in the comments, let us know what you think is going on here.
Should we contact this person's parents?
Yeah.
And warn them?
Yeah.
Okay, I want him to rotate around and see just the little wooden steps up that. I like how it's like a little
bit. But there's more. There's more. We're going up.
I like the wooden little pieces,
yeah.
Bits of steps, dirt. That reminds me of Scout Camp.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like a good hiking trail up the side of the hill with some old style steps in the ground. But Joel, knowing that the Place Everywhere mod is not available on PS4, so just glitch stuff like that into the ground.
Like the tires?
What?
Like the tires or
the tires
or
and the wood
stairs?
pieces.
Oh.
You have to attach a rug to it and then clip that through the ground, one by one. It's the rug glitch. That's how you do Place Everywhere on PS4.
What?
There's a few different objects I believe you can like attach to what you want to move, and then you move that through the terrain. It's honestly, PS4 had to have its own category because that is suffering. You guys suffered
because you would do that, right?
Honestly, that might.
When you first started building before the mods, though, weren't you doing stuff like that?
That is true. For a few months, I did have to do a lot of clipping and weird stuff. All right, I guess I can't say I would never do that because I did.
I like the color of the UI. That's cool.
Is it though? Is it?
Okay, immersion man.
Immersion man. Whoosh.
Who is defending someone else's build as if it was your own.
Immersion man.
His auto-saving's faster than yours.
That's very true. It's because he doesn't have all the mods. He's lucky in that regard.
Ooh.
What is going on here?
No, like the little brief. He's like, nope.
It's about to get spooky. Oh, look at all those candles across the settlement. Yeah, this is why it took home the gold for PS4. His theme here is really confusing.
We haven't even seen the train yet.
Well, the one train on the tracks was...
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because he couldn't use the base mod for building the train.
Okay.
So what you're seeing here is basically him starting with nothing, and this is all just...
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Because that wasn't an actual, like, building area in the game.
Upperland Station is, but it was only this little part up here is all that you could build at. He expanded the build area somehow and added so much more. Again, the rules for PS4 were you could try to build at Bedford Station if you had a mod to let you do it, because mine wouldn't work, or you could build here at Overland and just use whatever you wanted to. So he basically just used the railroad tracks. And
for his lamps, have you ever used those lamps?
Yeah.
Do you connect cables to them, or do you just, they are underground?
The floodlights?
No. The like old, like Victorian, like lamps.
I use the ones that Bethesda added where they don't have wires because they're actually oil powered, so they're just standalone. I feel like we're on the path of some kind of mystery here. He's he's trying to tell us something. Would have been helpful to have audio.
He's trying to say, I'm crazy, stop me from building. I've spent 400 hours on this, help me.
I want to believe that he's actually recording a full commentary for this with like tons of crazy
and
mystery.
then after he goes,
it's just no audio.
Or I'm going to turn my volume down at the end. It's just going to randomly come in and go, that was my tour! Ah!
He opens the door and just like a monster runs right at the camera. Screeches. I really can't figure out what the secret is. So let's just have voting down in the comments. There it is! There's the sound.
Yeah, there's the sound.
PlayStation. So what do you guys think was happening there at our Oberlin station?
I don't know. I think they like gathered up the ghouls that were already there. Maybe when they took it over.
Why would they keep them though in a stable?
They could be cannibals. I don't know. Maybe
ghoul meat though. That's what you choose.
Ghoul meat. Yeah.
Just go right for the real.
I don't
people.
remember, but weren't some of the people like their staff some ghouls? Do ghouls eat ghouls? I don't know. Because I mean, like they live forever.
All I'm gonna say, Joel, is if you're going right to cannibalism, I feel like the wrinkly ghouls would not be my first choice.
Ghoul meat would last forever. It'd be like jerky. I mean, because like ghouls, they last for forever, pretty much, right? Like they last for like 1,000 years.
That's one of the more twisted things I've heard, but I don't think you're wrong.
Ghoul meat jerky, ghoul jerky.
That is our quote of the video, boys and girls. Ghoul meat lasts forever. It's like jerky. You guys still think you'd be safer in a Joel settlement? Jerky eating Joel?
I just make a jerky factory.
That would be pretty jarring. Oh, that's
human
good.
Meat jerky factory.
No, I feel like
different flavors.
Yeah, but I feel like
white meat, dark meat, and radiated meat.
All right, guys, those are our 3 winners for the contest. Joel, what do you think of our winners there?
I mean, they're awesome. If I had to rank them, I would rank. What was the second one? The Mad Max one.
Yeah, that was our butt scab entry.
Yeah. That would be number 1 on my list.
You think so?
Yeah, for me, definitely. Okay. Yeah,
I can see that.
I think it was
close.
Not only was just creative, but like, I love the other one, the warehouse, but that also felt like it was just straight from the game too. Like,
which is why I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, which was really good.
Yeah.
But I think the other one was just like, it was just really creative. Like, if I had to explore each one of them, I would be more excited to explore the Mad Max looking one
I get that, yeah.
than I would the other one. Just, for a game, for a quest. And then this one third.
Yeah. I will be getting in touch with all 3 of you guys that were our final winners with some prizes, just because I can't let that amount of work go without some kind of slight reward. Like, compared to what you guys put into it, it's nothing, but I need to give you guys something for that for sure.
Don't you wish you got a reward for all your hours?
My reward is just the satisfaction of, yes, I wish I had a reward. Yeah, so I'll briefly just go over what took so long. Again, the biggest part was so many entries that were also so good. Over 40 entries in total. And in the future, I'm going to have a Google form you guys fill out. I originally asked for you guys to email it to me, but I got emails, YouTube PMs, I got Twitter PMs, Twitter just messages. It was a big mess. Also, Joel, my Google Doc here, like trying to organize just all the links with who sent what. I got links to video sites I'd never heard of before, where I was like, what is this? Just organizing the entries was tough, and then again, judging them was so hard. And for me, I gave you guys, 4 or 5 weeks to work on this. It then took me another, I think 6 weeks to finish my build, which wasn't up until almost Christmas 2017. And I didn't want to watch any of these till mine was finished. Like, I wanted to have like a creative dead zone to work on mine. And then by the time I spent 150 hours on my build, I was like, I just can't look at these right now. And then 2018 happened. My channel was still called Evil Viking back then. Remember that? I rebranded my channel.
Oh yeah, it's been that long.
Yeah, and then 2018 was a year full of travel. Those are the main excuses. Basically, once I got behind, it just got out of control. But the majority of the fault lies with you guys and your ridiculous builds. I underestimated these entries so hard. I was expecting good stuff, but this, I'll agree with Joel here. I do feel like I was outperformed. It is mind-blowing how much work you guys put in. So much creativity.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blast seeing, what people come up with, because, I mean, again, watching Dave's builds, I mean, like, you are stuck in a certain method because order and safety.
One can say that I'm on the rails.
Now I want to kill you so bad. But I won't until we stop being recording. But no, it's really cool because just seeing the like, especially when you have the same place, it's really unique seeing like what people do.
Yeah.
Using the same environment. I've done a lot of like 48-hour film festivals, and I always hate.
Are you a filmmaker?
Dave.
just together. Shh. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. NormanTheFilm.com.
I was gonna say, like, some of these challenges,
yeah,
everybody gets different things, and to me, I think it's hard to judge when it's like this guy's doing a musical, this guy's doing an action film, but when you for these builds, when you were working in the same environment, it's fun because like you really have to be creative to do something completely different because it's like, hey, I'm gonna build a train like the next person. So I like the spooky mansion looking place. I like the Mad Max like devil worshiper people. Like, that's awesome. And then then you have the plain stuff that Dave would do. Build immaculate, clean, perfect safety order. Except for the cabinets. Clean those damn cabinets up. If the Mad Max people can do it, you can do it.
I did like the fact that it wasn't clean yet. But literally in that one building, every person was like clean. Those were the raiders that were like spared.
Oh, they were. There was their last chance. They're like, if I mess up now, I am gonna be the ghoul jerky
dipped right into the lava on the train. Well, again, you guys, I apologize for this being so late, but thank you guys for all your hard work. Make sure, if you're watching this and you enjoyed these first 3 builds, look at the playlist, guys. There's so much more to go through. Like I had to go through, you should do it as well. Thank you, Joel, for coming out and being a good sport and judging me specifically.
Happy belated New Year, too.
Yeah, Happy New Year 2019. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time.
Ow. Don't do that.
Remember, kids.